let's take it back 400 years, maybe. The entire industrial revolution. How did we end up here treating people as machines?
Yeah. So the way that I see it is that 400 years ago, we had René Descartes. And he introduced something that was kind of a sign of the time. He was not the only one, but it fits with where we were yes, as humans. He said, "I think, therefore I am." And up till then, the church really had all the power. Life was pretty simple. You just followed the rule of the church, of the Bible. That was it. But then René Descartes came and he said something completely different. I think, therefore I am. So the power shifted from church, from religion to the ratio to our thinking power. And with that, it shifted towards science and everything rational. So what happened from there, 400 years up till now, we've seen this huge progress. Like science has brought us many, many things. So the life that we live today is due to kind of that shift. But in, I think somewhere along the line, you also have Taylor with the way that he approaches labor. Um, Somewhere along the line, we've moved into this performance society. Like we sacrifice people for the sake of performance. So like everything is measured. You know, the moment you are born, you're already being measured. You're supposed to have like 10 points for like a little human being. You're supposed to have 10 points. If you don't have 10 points, you have 9 or 8, then something is wrong. And this line is being continued. So you go to school there, you're measured, and always it's higher is better. So we see in the economy, we see in education, we see it in business. You have the NPS score, like the net promoter score. So how happy are your clients? How it's always higher is better. And now I feel that we've reached the limits of what this is bringing us. And we see many signs. I'm having all these conversations with people on board level, and it's interesting that the conversations are changing. So it's now it's I wrote this book and this vision. So that's like a while back. But slowly we are changing, and we are all feeling that something has to change. We can't move forward with this higher is better kind of living. So we're at the end phase of what I would call the homo economicus, and where we are invited. And I think AI is a driver of this change because it makes a lot of things visible and it enables us to do things that we couldn't do before. So we're at this cusp of a new time where things will be different. So we had this ratio for 400 years, and now we are invited. And the longer we wait, it's not going to be an invitation. It's going to be, more of a push towards something new.
And part of that driver is, I think you're saying, is AI. We've had all these in the 400 years, all these technological revolutions, the steam machines and the electricity and the computer and mobile and the internet, everything's happened. Why is AI different from all of those
Ah, yeah.
previous steps where basically machines replace humans?
Exactly. So some people say that this is another phase in the Industrial Revolution. So we had all these phases. In my opinion, it's something different because what we had before is a machine that can do something that basically our hands can do. But now we've built a machine that takes over something that our mind does. So the thinking part is new in this phase with AI. So where as humans, we've been thinking that our intelligence is what makes us stand out, right? We are smart. We can think. I think, therefore I am. So this is like has been our something that stood out for us as humans, it's no longer true. So instead of saying this is the next phase in the Industrial Revolution, I call this the intelligence revolution, because um, we've developed something that is smarter than us. Now, you could say it's just a matter of definition. What is intelligence? But the thinking power of AI is something that we can never beat. So this is, so this, yeah, as I said, it invites us to rethink ourselves, because if we thought that our intelligence was our unique selling point, then we're selling ourselves short, because we have AI, we developed AI, and it's going to be smarter than us. So that's where the question comes in. What makes us different? What makes us stand out? What is the unique quality of humans? And in my opinion, so that's not our intelligence, but it's our ability and our need um, for connection, to be connected with yourself, with the other, and with all there is.